Next month, Detroit will host the annual convention of the National Bankers Association. The gathering will culminate with the launch of the Don Davis Legacy Foundation in memory of the late Detroit banker and music producer. A fundraiser gala and awards presentation will feature actress Vivica A. Fox, actor Laz Alonso, and singer Johnny Gill, and also honoring Damon John of the Shark Tank. Davis was a member of the National Bankers Association and founder of First Independence Bank. The foundation will continue his efforts to provide financial support and resources to the underserved communities. Joining me now is Kiko Davis, the widow of Don Davis and president and founder of the Don Davis Legacy Foundation. Welcome to American Black Journal.
Thank you so much for having me. I just want to say it's an honor and a privilege to be here with you. Love the show, and I enjoy watching it every week.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Now, before we go into the foundation, tell us about Don Davis. Tell us about his legacy as a music pioneer, as a banking mogul, a visionary, and a philanthropist. Let's get to know Don a little bit.
Well, Don was a phenomenal man and individual. He was multidimensional. It started with his illustrious music career, which he began playing guitar when he was in high school, and that was his talent. He played guitar, and he went on to work at Motown, and he played on a lot of sessions with the various artists, but he really excelled when he played guitar on the first hit record for Motown, which was Money, which was Barrett Strong's Money. So you could hear his guitar prominently featured on that song, and it's ironic that the first hit song he played on was Money, and then years later, he would go on to actually own the bank. But you know, he has won Grammy Awards. He was Billboard Magazine's Producer of the Year in 1976. He had a great career at Motown. Then he went over to Stax, where he worked with Isaac Hayes and a lot of phenomenal artists over there. Then he came back to Detroit and started his own label, which was Groovesville, and he had a lot of success with that. So he had a very successful music career, and in 1980, after the disco era came in, which was much different from, you know, the sound of the Motown sound. Yeah, and so he didn't feel that disco was his forte, so he decided that he would look for other interests, and that's when the opportunity of the bank came about, and he went into banking. And he's a rare bird because a lot of people that are creative are not analytical, and as you know, financial industry is very analytical, and so he went into that industry and he excelled at that. So it's like pretty much everything he touched turned to gold, no matter what.
Turned to gold.
Yes.
So with banking, one of the things that a lot of locals in Detroit know about is that Don was the founder or a part of the first ever African-American owned and operated commercial bank in Michigan. That's a big accomplishment.
Yes.
Talk about that. You talked about the analytical piece of it. How did that transition to Don as a visionary and his role as a philanthropist and his legacy that's being built upon right now?
Well, one of the things, he wanted an opportunity that he could give back somehow and help empower the community. So, you know, the bank was a great institution to do that because the playing field is not always even when it comes to access to mortgages and financial services for African Americans. And so it was a great opportunity for him to be able to help in that capacity, and something that he was very interested in. And he came in 1980 and he just pulled himself up by his bootstraps, and he threw himself in and learned everything he could about the banking industry. He surrounded himself with great mentors, and he learned a lot, and he excelled at that, and the bank is doing quite well today as a result of his hard work and determination back in 1980. So right now, First Independence Bank is 11th in the country, and we have over $240 million in assets. So it's a great accomplishment, one that my children and I are very proud of, and Don is, I'm sure, looking down proud as well.
And that speaks to the legacy of Don. which is a good transition to us talking about the foundation. What was the motivation to start it? What's the aim of the foundation? And how does it truly honor Don's life?
Well, the aim of the foundation is to continue on Don's legacy, which was just phenomenal, and it was great. And he was the type of person that really cared about people and making sure that they had the tools and resources, not only to be successful, but to, inspire others. So one of the things that he just preached so often is not giving up. And he always would say, failure is but one stop away from success. So he just always liked to encourage others, inspire others. And we did have a scholarship foundation. It used to be the Don Davis Scholarship Foundation, which gave out scholarships. But when he passed, I felt that wasn't encompassing enough of what he truly was passionate about. Not only just scholarships, but also about entrepreneurs, financial empowerment, financial literacy, and helping one another. So that is what the Don Davis Legacy Foundation is all about. It's about inspiring people, it's about assisting one another, and making sure that others' dreams, inspirations come to reality, and that we can continue to build upon future legacies for our children and our community.
I love the word legacy. And the foundation is officially launching with the inaugural awards and tribute gala fundraiser with the National Bankers Association. Can you give us a little details on what's going to happen at the event, who's going to be there? Sounds really exciting.
Oh, it's definitely exciting. Not only is this going to be the event of the year for Detroit, but the National Bankers Association is having their national convention. So we will have all of the minority and women-owned banks from across the United States will be here for their convention, and the closing night is the gala. So we will have all of these bankers here, from across the country. Detroit is going to be on showcase, and then we have all the celebrities coming in. So Vivica Fox, she's on Empire, one of the top shows on television right now. We have Laz Alonso, who is a prominent actor, and then we have the talented Johnny Gill, which was a favorite of my husband and I. So that is one of the reasons why he was chosen. And then we are also going to be honoring some individuals here in Detroit that have made some great accomplishments. Dr. Carl Gregory, Vivian Rogers-Picard, and also Damon John of the Shark Tank. So we have some power people that are being honored for their accomplishments for empowering the community. And then also there's just going to be a ton of other celebrities that will be attending, athletes and just across all genres to celebrate Don's legacy, to celebrate the foundation launch, and also to celebrate financial empowerment by all of these, minority and women-owned bankers being in town to kind of build upon what has been started, which is, building up our financial institutions.
Well, I think you nailed it on. You hit the nail on the head relative to why the National Bankers Association is an advocate for minority and women-owned banks and the communities they serve. Really quickly, if there's one thing that you could hope for in the future for the foundation, what would that be?
I would like to see more people get involved to help empower our youth and our community at large when it comes to financial empowerment, because we have the power to go far and wide and be successful if we just pull together. So one of the main goals of the foundation is to make sure that not only Don's legacy is highlighted, but that we produce future legacies that will empower our community.
Thank you very much.